everyone. Welcome to So Jannelle. I'm your host, Jannelle So, giving you a special edition of So Jannelle this afternoon. We are here at Immaculate Heart of Mary School to talk to these little children that are singing. They have been singing for a while, right? And they are set to perform in Europe. And this is not the first time. We're going to learn about their story this afternoon with music director, Mr. Pete Avendano. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you, Jannelle.
The last time I interviewed you, we were inside the church, I remember, and with the same choir.
With the same choir.
Different people. How many of those were? Yeah.
Probably 20 kids, but most of them are already not part of the choir anymore.
Right.
Some of them are still here.
Yeah, let's talk about the choir. For those that are just watching, this is a new show on TFC Lifestyle and LA18. Introduce us to the Immaculate Heart of Mary and Precious Blood Children's Choir.
The Immaculate Heart of Mary Children's Choir started in 2012 when we went to compete at the World Choir Games. And after several festivals and performances, I started another children's choir from around here in Los Angeles, from the Precious Blood School. And now I'm combining them as one group.
Is that rare or common that, different groups or two groups from different schools sing together in one choir?
I would say it's rare. It really depends on the director if he wants to do that, because of course there would be more work to just combine them. So I would rehearse them differently on different times, and then we would just come together to rehearse.
So why did you do it? You're making it hard for yourself.
No, because that's really the goal. The goal is to extend what we've had experience at Immaculate Heart and extend it to other schools. Actually, if I would have more schools so I could combine more schools to perform, that would be better.
Is that an announcement? An invitation?
Invitation. Hopefully next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pete, this choir, let's start with Immaculate Heart of Mary Children's Choir, have gone places with singing. And you're giving these kids opportunity to see places perhaps that they wouldn't normally see if not for singing. How does that make you feel? Is that something that you set out to do, or is that just singing first and then everything just came into place?
It's been my dream. It's been my dream because I experienced the same thing when I was young, singing in Santo Domingo Church in the Philippines as a member of the boys' choir, oldest boys' choir in the Philippines. So I've traveled with the choir, and until now I've still, I remember all those experiences. And I told myself, I want those experiences to be also experienced by my students. That's why, since I started teaching here in Los Angeles, that's been my goal to have that same experience with all these children.
And you're doing that. I hope the children know how lucky they are to have someone like you.
Thank you.
So where have you been? What kind of highlights has the group experienced?
The highlights for Children's Choir, I'll start with Immaculate Heart of Mary. In 2012, we went to the World Choir Games in Cincinnati, Ohio. The following year, we joined the Pacific International Children's Choir Festival in Oregon, in Eugene, Oregon. And after that, we participated in San Francisco. Then we've gone to Carnegie Hall in New York. And in 2015, we started combining this two children's choir. We've gone to Rome to sing for Pope Francis at the Vatican. And then this year, we will be going to the Canterbury Cathedral International Children's Choir Festival in London.
This is a mix of competition and performances.
Yes.
What do you first tell the children? What's your most important advice?
I would say working hard to achieve, a beautiful sound as a choir. And it really doesn't matter if we're going to a competition or a festival, as long as we will be doing our best as a choir.
I think, Pete, it speaks to how these children look up to you and follow you as a leader or as a second father.
I don't know. I feel like also, of course, they're like my children as well, because some of them started with me when they were in 3rd grade, and now some of them are going to college already, and this will be their last performance with the choir. That's why I feel like I'm blessed, because I have all these children until now. They're still singing in this choir, and they're still, performing. Every time I would ask them to come and join the choir in some of the performances.
So until when are you going to do this?
That's a good question. Probably until I can't sing anymore, until I can't speak anymore. Plus, I'll be having another child coming soon in August. So I'm pretty sure I want this same experience to be experienced by my daughter.
So, message for the children.
Message for them, whatever they do in life, do their best. Even if they would like to continue singing, if they would like to continue music, or they'll be in a different field, just do their best and cherish this moment, cherish all these experiences that you've had.
And message for the supporters.
Thank you to all the supporters, to all those people who've helped the program here at Immaculate Heart. Because without you, all these experiences that we've had, it will not come into fruition.
And without your hard work too, Pete. So thank you so much for mentoring these children. This is just the start of our special today on the Immaculate Heart of Mary and Precious Blood Children's Choir. We're going to hear more songs from them. We're going to meet some of them. And that's when we return on the show. Don't go away. Mrs. Smith, thank you so much for opening your door to us today.
Thank you for being here.
To get to know the Immaculate Heart of Mary and Precious Blood Children's Choir. Tell me, as the principal of Immaculate Heart of Mary School, what's it like? What does it feel like to have this choir that's so successful?
This choir, they started off in 2012, and we call them the little engine who could. And when they first started the World Choir Games, they were absolutely amazing, and we have come a long way, and we're so blessed and so proud to have them here at Immaculate Heart of Mary School, also at Precious Blood. And I think that this is a great opportunity for both schools to come together in the Archdiocese of Los Angeles so that they can see that, schools within our own community can work together as a team, and that's how it should be.
It is, and you're making it work. I know that you're making it work despite the challenges. What are some of those challenges?
Financial hardships. At Catholic school, everyone thinks that, if it's a private school or Catholic school, Catholic inner city school, we have to fend for ourselves. We have low enrollment because there's charter schools and public schools around the area who are competing with us who are free. They don't understand that a faith-based Catholic education is very important, and sometimes, other parents can't afford it. And so because of that, we're unable to pay for certain things here at the school. So it's definitely financial means, and especially at an inner city school.
And especially for a choir like this, because this is considered an extracurricular thing.
Yes.
How do you talk to parents to encourage them to encourage their children to participate in things like this?
These parents see how talented they are, how amazing they are, they're amazing performers, then they want their kids to join. So it's more about, we can talk the talk and just tell them, come and join, but when they actually see and they go to their concert and they watch the competitions, they feel it and they want their kids to join. So it's from them.
As Filipinos, though, we know that parents would rather have their kids excel in the academics, in math perhaps, grooming them to become maybe lawyers or accountants in the future. How important is it? Talk to the parents. How important is it for parents to be nourishing or nurturing their children's artistic skills?
Absolutely. Growing up as a Filipino-American here, first generation in Daly City, California, it was very difficult because you have to be a nurse. You have to be, number one in honor roll. And I will tell you, these kids who are participating in the choir, they are part of the academic decathlon. They're winning 12th, 10th place out of 100 schools. They're making honor roll. They're going to prestigious high schools, to excellent colleges. And so it starts there. I think sometimes we say, it's just music. We have to get the grades. And no, but it's because of this music program that's helping them evolve, helping them become lifelong learners and critical thinkers. And I think that's what we need.
Mm-hmm. And you're lucky because you have what you need, and maybe even more in your music director, Christopher Avendano. Pete.
Yes, we are so blessed to have Mr. Avendano. He's an angel, and he was just speaking about how emotional he gets when he sees the kids, and I get absolutely emotional when I see the kids, but when I see him, because if it wasn't for him, then we wouldn't be where we are today. And we've increased enrollment for the school, for both Precious Blood and Immaculate Heart of Mary School because of the choir. We have more kids going to church because they're singing in the choir as well. So thanks to Mr. Avendano, he's doing that for our schools.
And what would you like them to remember about the choir and about the school?
That we are always here for them. We always want to say, Mrs. Cunanan, the principal at Precious Blood, and myself, the education doesn't stop here. They always come back, and I love to see the alumni come back, and one day they'll come and bring their families, and it's about giving back to where you started. And so we thank you.
Grace, do you remember the first day that you became a member of the choir? What was it like?
I do. I came a little bit late, and I remember being a little scared of Mr. A because I knew he was like very passionate and very I guess strict. So I was really scared the first day, but like once I started singing, I really loved it, and I knew that this is where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do for a long time.
And 10 years is a long time.
Yeah.
Carlene,
Right,
like
yeah.
Grace, you've been here for about 10
10
years. You
years,
started
yes.
in 3rd grade,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're not in school anymore, but
Yeah.
you're still singing.
Yeah.
What makes you stay?
Probably the people, most of all, Mr. A, because I mean, it's a lot of hard work, but it's so familiar, and at the same time, you learn something new every single time I come to practice, and I get to see the people that I love very often, and I do what I love, which is to sing. There's just something very special about coming to a community and doing the same thing and performing the same songs, and you rehearse over and over again for maybe like a 5-minute performance, and it's just something that keeps my dedication and work ethic up.
And I know that this is your passion, singing, being a part of a choir, but it's not always easy. I know that you've had to sacrifice perhaps playing, playing with friends or going out with friends for rehearsals. Can you think of the biggest sacrifice that you've had to make for this choir?
I'd say time, but I think it's time spent when I'm here and not hanging out with my friends, I guess, because I have friends here and my family is here. So really, it's not really a downgrade or something that's taking away from my life. It's really adding to my life and just making me better, I guess. Yeah.
And Carlene, you talk about this keeping your work ethic up and meeting a lot of people, learning new songs. You have also seen a lot of places through the choir.
Yeah, so
Tell us
many
about your
places.
most memorable outing, festival, contest.
Well, it would have to be the farthest that we traveled, which is Rome, when we performed in St. Peter's Basilica. And it was kind of crazy because you're surrounded by all of these people from all around the world. There's just nothing like it. It's very indescribable, especially when you're actually there and you're with this huge community singing the same song. So although we're all from different cultures, when we sing, it's like we're speaking the same language.
And speaking about extension, it's also the support of the community, Grace. Talk to the viewers, because earlier Mr. Avendano and Mrs. Smith talked about the need for support from, donations perhaps to help you guys for your costumes, for your expenses when you travel so you can compete. What would you say to them?
Please help. This is honestly an escape for a lot of us from I guess the demanding academic lives that we lead in school. So when we come here after school, this is very freeing, I guess, because we're doing what we really love to do. And I'd say just help with whatever you can. We're not asking for much, I guess, because this is something that we just want to continue to do, and it's something that we're very passionate about and that we will extend to other parts of our lives and extend to time after the choir. So yes.
So what is life after the choir? How do you imagine that to be?
A little emptier, I'd say. And although, even if I don't continue with this choir, I think it's impacted my life in such a way that even if it's not with this group, I'd like to pursue it more in college, whether it be through another choir, an a cappella group, or even not singing. Anything really can apply to the lessons that I've learned here, like work ethic, dedication. As long as I take those skills with me and take it out into my career, into my life, I think that it'd be very beneficial.
And in that sense, when you look back on your last 10 years with this choir, how would you describe your experience in just one word?
Incredible.
What about you, Grace? You've had time to think.
Marvelous, honestly, yeah.
So, Canela, how long have you been part of the choir?
Only 3 years.
Only 3 years.
Yes.
And what's it like for a non-Filipino member like you to be with this group of Filipinos?
Well, I mean, my grandfather is Filipino and Mexican, so I kind of get a bit of both. But I've been at the school since I was in kindergarten, and all of my friends are either Filipino or Latino. Kind of stuck in the middle. But I mean, it's nothing weird or out of the, I don't know, usual. It's exactly what it's been like all my life. The songs, sometimes I'm like, how do you pronounce this? How do you do that? But other than that, I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, I still find it amazing.
Rachel, does it feel weird that you're a member of this choir and you're not from this school?
No, because in this choir, we don't really care about what school you come from, but of course most come from this school and Precious Blood, but I don't really mind.
And what pushed you to join this choir even if you're not part of any of those schools?
I wanted to join the choir because my mom, she's in a choir, and so then my parents suggested this one, so then I joined.
How long have you been?
I just joined this year.
And how are you liking it so far?
I really enjoy it.
In your 3 years, Canela, what's your favorite part about being part of this choir?
Just the friends and the family that you make in the choir, and of course Mr. Avendano. He really has taught me how to push myself to be better and to try my best, and I think that's the best part about the choir, that you learn.
And what about you, Rezo? Only a year into this, and you're enjoying it, but what are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to just spending time with all of the choir members and getting to sing with all of them.
And I am assuming that you'd rather sing with the choir members than be outdoors and play with friends or go out and do stuff?
I don't really play with my friends because I usually only see them at school.
Right. And you much prefer to sing?
Yeah.
What is it about singing that you love?
I love how some songs are just so peaceful, and other songs give you different kinds of feelings. And so then I just love to sing.
And singing and being part of the family. So for how long do you think will you be a part of this group?
My classmates and I are graduating tomorrow from middle school, and I am planning to stay, if Mr. Avendano lets me, till I graduate high school, just like all the other alumni.
And what are you willing to sacrifice to be a part of this group for a long time?
I don't know. It's not really about sacrificing. It's about, enjoying every moment. Sometimes, if you do have finals and you have to stay till 8 o'clock at night, that's sometimes it's a little difficult, but you get through it and it's worth it. So you don't really sacrifice.
It has been a most inspiring afternoon learning about this choir, their backstory, their struggles and triumphs, and some of their most amazing achievements. I am proud of them as well. But you know what? Nothing soothes the soul like a melody can, so I'll keep the spiel short so that I can leave you with more music from them. But don't forget, if you want more, catch us on social media on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook and Twitter as well. And of course, next week, same time, same channel. I'm your host, Jannelle So. This has been So Jannelle with the Immaculate Heart of Mary and Precious Blood Children's Choir.